All right, what's up, everybody? I don't feel ready, but here we are, episode 23 of Steins Gate Zero, which is called Arclight of the Point at Infinity, Arclight of the Sky. It is, of course, the final episode of the show, and while this is not the last time that I'll be sitting here reacting to something Steins Gate related, I'm both going to be checking, the OVAs, right? There's an OVA for Steins Gate Zero, there's an OVA for the main show, which I never got to see, episode 25 for that one. There is still the movie coming up as well, so all those things, I'm still going to be checking them out, and so the journey isn't quite coming to an end yet in that regard, but still, this feels like the end of an era. This feels like we're kind of already wrapping up the storyline today, and yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that things are going to be coming quite full circle here, right? Like, we're going to see, I assume, Okarine come to the realization of like, oh, sending himself that video mail, neatly tying things back to the ending of regular Steins Gate. We're going to see it all unfold right now. You know, they managed to take care, supposedly, of the convergence by wiping, basically, Amadeus, Max Sakurusu's AI. And now we're going to see where things go from here. Of course, I mean, on one hand, I'm still a little bit confused because I'm asking myself, okay, but even if we're able to send Mayuri and Suzuha back to the past, what will that really do? It's not like we saw them go back to their past selves, trying to re-encourage Okarine to give it a shot. Well, I guess technically we did. Now that I think about it, actually, but I'm genuinely thinking this on the spot, we saw Mayuri literally slap Okarine there, right? And it was actually afterwards when she slapped Okarine, I think, that he saw the video mail, which was very interesting because that's the one part that never made sense to me. It's like, well, technically, how is Mayuri already having a different response here? When that video mail, again, we didn't even. It would make sense that after she sees the video mail, that then she slaps him or something like, okay, snap out of it or whatever, right? But she already had that response differently in the 23 beta episode before the video mail was sent in. So it never quite made sense to me. And now I'm thinking back to it and I'm realizing that, like, oh shit, I guess they are actually going back. Technically, but still, Okarine needs that video mail because he needs it to find the real solution in terms of saving Max Sakurusu, right? He'll need to understand that he needs to fake a death, this and that. And that's something that he only himself, I think, will be able to figure out. And so that's what I'm very curious about. It's like, on one hand, we're going to send these characters back, but I guess simultaneously, Okarine is going to have to, try finding or figuring out that real solution and then send himself that video mail in the future, which I guess the show here will be, addressing those things then. Simultaneously, I'm wondering, I mean, I don't know if I should expect it from this episode. Maybe it's something that the OVA is actually going to address. I could see that too. But, like, how will some of the new characters from Steins Gate Zero still tie into the main show's ending? Will they? That's something that I ask myself. Like, are our favorite characters still going to meet up with Maho, for example, right? Is there still a way to bring Kagari basically into the picture there? Yeah, I mean, we know that Daru and Yuki still eventually meet, so it's not something that they need to show. But again, there's some characters here where it's still a little unclear, like, will they actually tie into the ending for the main show? I feel like Steins Gate Zero is going to find a way to incorporate them in there. And so, like, I'm genuinely curious what we're going to see still from a post-Steins Gate timeline, like I said, right? That's actually what I'm curious about now too. Maybe if it is the OVA that addresses that, should I first actually check out the OVA for the main show of Steins Gate, or should I first watch the OVA for Steins Gate Zero? I'm not sure about that now, and I'll be probably looking up to see what order people recommend you to watch in. To figure out how I should exactly be going about watching these final Steins Gate episodes and the movie as well coming up, of course. I think the movie is what we're going to be doing last. But, genuinely not sure about that. Maybe I should do the OVA for Steins Gate Zero last, because that's how we're going to see the characters be involved, whereas they aren't in the movie. I don't really know when the movie came out in the first place, how it all sort of ties in. So we're gonna see about that, but I'm sure that I'll be able to figure it out before I actually watch these things. But yeah, guys, like I said, I mean, I couldn't feel more unprepared going into this now. I feel a little... It's sort of a bittersweet moment, right? Like, this is a journey that's lasted quite a couple months here for me, and it's hands down the anime that I felt most closely sort of attached to. And it's what I'm noticing about it as well is that I actually find myself going back a lot to even watching past reactions of myself, as silly as it sounds. It's not even that I do it for my own reactions necessarily. It's just like, oh, I watch back the old episodes, and I see also there that like the show has made such progress. For me, it's a little weird because I'm only watching this in the span of a couple of months. But obviously, regular Steins Gate came out, I think, in 2011. This came out in 2018. For people who have been there from the start, this is a journey that took years, right? I mean, some people have played, of course, the visual novels too, and they came out even earlier, I think, right? So it's once again one of these things where, like, if you were here from the start, then this has been like 10 years in the making, probably, and then seeing it all come to an end here, it's going to weigh on you even more. Still, I feel like Steins Gate, what it has become for me is like a show that I know this absolutely for certain, where there is a bunch of things that I've reacted to on the channel that were great and I really enjoyed them. I just don't really see myself going back to watch it another time. Like the experience is sort of engraved in my memory. I know what happens, and so I'm not really interested to go back. But Steins Gate is a different case. And that's what I tried to describe already by telling you that I go back to watch my past reactions, is that every single time this show manages to put such a smile on my face, just seeing these characters, interact with each other again. And I know that even if there won't be any new content to check out anymore, and there won't be any new memories that are going to be able to be created, unfortunately, in the Steins Gate universe, like, I'll be going back and it's going to be able to put that smile on my face once again. You know what I mean? And that's what I think the biggest accomplishment, the best thing to say is about Steins Gate in the first place. And that's also why I promised you all that I would be having a little bit of a surprise here for the final episode of Steins Gate 0. It's a small thing, but I still thought it was really cool to do. I haven't done this at all yet for any show that I've reacted to over on the channel. So that should tell you, that, like, this show got me to do that. And again, that's only a big accomplishment, but I actually ordered a package. I got this from Amazon all the way in the US. Yeah, like literally there was no way for me to get anything in my own country. So I had to ship, out, and it was actually much more expensive than probably should be. But I figured I wanted to have some kind of memorabilia, some kind of token to, remember like this series, and for you all to understand also how much of an impact that it made on me. Yeah, and that this is something that, like, I'll be remembering this for for the rest of my time to come, I'd almost say. But, like, basically what I'm trying to say is that for as long as I'll be reacting to shows here over on the channel, there will be something in the background to remember this show, and that's what I wanted to, what I wanted to make sure of, which is why I ordered myself a nice little Oopa, as you can see right there, that I'm going to be putting in the background over on my couch. I always had like a bunch of things here, but they're just random. Well, not exactly random, but they're more, like most of the things that you see here behind me, I bought them a very long time ago. There's one for Squid Game, oddly enough, but like I just happened to get that one randomly from somebody, which is why I put it there in the background, but it really doesn't have in any way the same kind of emotional value to me as some of the other things, do. Like there's a lot of game collectibles and some of my favorite shows, and like I've got Breaking Bad there, and Lord of the Rings, the books are over there currently. Those are franchises that all mean so much to me, right? Like Uncharted statue. Again, most of them are video games, because I grew up with video games. That's where I started my YouTube journey as well. This is going to be the first time that I'm truly going to be adding something for a show. Yeah, other than the one from Squid Game there, which, like I said, was very random. But this Oopa from Steins Gate is something that I'm going to be adding for the first time, coming off of an actual reaction journey. And yeah, that's just because it was able to leave such an impact on me. You know what I mean? And so that's the best thing that I can say about it. I'm going to try and find a nice little spot here for the Oopa. Not sure exactly where I'm going to be placing it, but I'm sure you're going to be able to see it inside as we react to a bunch more shows, of course, in the future as well. I'm still going to be reacting to other animes in the future too. So if you've been here, for the ride with me, then make sure, of course, that you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I'm going to be checking out in the very near future, most likely, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, a couple other things, other shows people have recommended to me. There's a lot of ones on the list, like Monster, I think I hear being mentioned a lot. Yeah, honestly, so many shows. I shouldn't even have to mention them now, but like all that is to say is that I'm gonna, of course, be reacting to a bunch more shows in the future, but there will always be something here to remind us of the amazing journey that Steins Gate was. And so, with that being said, I'm ready to dive into the final episode here, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Of course, guys, if you enjoy my reactions to the show, then you can, of course, already watch my reactions to the upcoming 2 OVAs, to the Steins Gate movie, straight away over my Patreon page, which is going to be linked on top of the description. Over there, we'll have all that stuff already, and we'll be done with the entire journey. So go and check it out. Your support is very much appreciated and allows me to make these videos in the first place. And then with that being said, let's dive into episode 23 of Steins Gate 0. God, they could not have picked a better song leading into the final episode.
D ラインによってアマデウスは消滅したが、俺たちとヒアジョーさんは理由を変えて。
ああ、OK。
時間はない。変動による状況変化を全て確認はできない。二人の乗るタイムマシンを旅立たせることだよ。
Kagari?
なんでこんな早く
Damn, man.
目的はタイムマシンのはず。早く見つけて止めないと。
Well, that's what I was wondering about. Like, are we still gonna see? Yeah, Leskinen. Like I said, it's just gonna be Russia that doesn't show up, right?
僕の予想以上に何か知っているのかい？カガレはどこだ？研究所から逃げ出した彼女が君たちに接触していたことは確認している。
Oh, he never had any control of her anymore.
そうか。D ラインによってアマデウスが
Yeah.
ことで変動。今のレスキネン教授はカガリを洗脳しきれていない。
Ah, maybe.
あれはレスキネン教授。俺はあなたの知らない未来のことを知っている。教えてほしいか。ならば教えよう。
Might as well. Oh shit, okay. It's interesting, because yeah, Okran still actually went into all of this completely unprepared now. Yeah, they're still gonna try and get, you know, Mayuri and Suza to leave. Holy shit. That's one way to come to your end. Yeah, she still won't want them to leave. Yeah, that means a confrontation between them now. Shit, man. Oh, don't go for the, you know. Don't need to see Suza beheaded the same way. Damn. Oh, she's gonna... Oh my god. Puts her head right in the middle. Yeah. A character both of them care deeply for. Could you still find a way to find Kagari in the future? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's who she was talking about all that time. Oh.
みんなで一緒に幸せになれるそんな未来を作るんだ。
Are you telling me they're gonna make it so that Kaguri was always there? Actually, we just didn't see her?
一緒に
Is that gonna be sort of the big revelation? Like, yeah, these characters did actually time travel. You just didn't realize it during the ending, and Kaguri was there, she just wasn't there on the spot.
オカリンおじ
I hope it's that. That would be great.
俺は未来から戻ってきた。タイムリープマシンを使ってな。ここはもう少しで戦場になる。急いでタイムマシンを出発させるんだ。ラボメンナンバー002椎名真由里、オペレーションアークライトを完成しろ。情けない俺を引っ叩いてきてくれ。
かがりちゃんさあママ
Man, yeah, you better hurry up then.
急いで。かがりちゃん
Oh, please tell me for once that they'll make it work.
オカリンさんはママに会えなくなってもいいの？寂しくないの？
何を言っている。真由里は俺の大切な人質だ。必ず迎えに行って連れて帰ってくる。
Well, this world line won't be too relevant anymore.
かがりちゃん行ってママたちの道は私が守る。かがりちゃん早く
Wow, okay. That convinced her to stay.
かがり、
ママの彦星様信じたからね。必ずママにまた会わせてくれるって。
Ah. She gonna hope that Okran still finds a way to bring her with him? Nah, I don't think he's... Oh god, no, don't do this again, dude.
岡部君ママ
Please tell me this time at least it's leaving in time.
見るんだ。
No debris for once, come on.
今度こそ恐れるな。
He's gonna jump in front of it or what?
瞬間を。
Yeah, it left, right? I think it left just in time. Phew, thank god, man.
貴様らが手に入れようとしたタイムマシンはもうここには存在しない。
Oh shit.
時空の彼方へとすでに消え去ったのだ。悔しがるがいい。恐れるがいい。
Tremble in fear.
貴様らにも運命にも負けることはない。それがこの俺の選択だ。
Awesome, man. Shit, okay. Oh, what? See, this gets very weird now.
マユシーから
どういうこと？
Oh, what? It left again?
出てみる。
Wait, or did this just arrive as Okran left?
お願い私の話を聞いて。
You have to slap Okran.
これから1分後にオカリンは戻ってくるけどマキセさんの救出には失敗しちゃう。
Ah, dude, that's great. That's so funny.
どんなことをしてでもあなたにとっての彦星様を呼び覚ましてほしいの。
Wow.
彦星様
She also got a message from herself.
法王院京馬が生み出された瞬間のことを思い出して。法王院京馬が生み出された瞬間。
What? At the grave?
26年と1年分の思いあなたに託したから私は信じてる。オカリンと仲間とそして自分自身をあとはよろしくね。てってるー。待ってマヨネさんもう限界。シュタインズゲートはシュタインズゲートは
Does it exist? Of course it does.
きっとある。
電話誰からだったん？
Wow, that's so cool how we got a side from the story we never saw.
ごめんマヨネさんやっぱ無理みたい。燃料がないんだよね。
So what are they doing?
が起きるから飛ぶしかなかったんだけど私たちはこのままかもしれない。
Damn, yeah,
どこかの
well.
時代に放り出されるかもしれない。1年後か 1億年後か。
Oh god.
次にすずさんに会えるのは6年後か。ああ、でも生まれたばかりじゃお話できないか。
You can't even talk, yeah. It'll take a little bit more than that.
ねえ、オカリン。世界が真っ暗闇になって無限の影に怯えても目を閉じないで、諦めないで。シュタインズゲートで会おうね。
Yeah, so fantastic, man. Well, here we are.
大丈夫。これはおじさんの血じゃない。
Yeah, I remember this too well.
テレビを見ろ。
Yeah, well.
テレビ
Oh, right. The Oopa.
何ぞ
This is the exact same.
あの論文が全ての始まりなんだ。57億人の命がかかってるの。マキセ・クリスを救って世界線を変えて。
無理だよ。
He still needs the video mail, though.
鳥の時と同じなんだよ。
I guess Ocarin in the auto timeline goes on to develop it, and we see it now. Yeah, now she slaps him already before he sees it.
俺には分かってるんだ。もう疲れた。疲れたよ。
Here we go. Oh my god. They really just kicked in the theme. Dude, fucking love it.
初めましてだな。15年前の俺。このメールを開いているということは、クリスを救うことに失敗したということ。
Wow, now we see it from this angle.
辛かっただろう。だが、その辛さが俺に執念を与えた。だから、なかったことにするわけにはいかなかったのだ。
With them all in the background.
やっと計画の本題に入ることができる。
What were they just holding up for him?
シュタインズゲートに入る計画だ。
What, they needed to get the lighting just right?
世界線をシュタインズゲートと名付けたのも俺だ。
2010年の岡部倫太郎は恥ずかしがらないかしら。
大丈夫。その頃はもっとすごかった。
He was even more embarrassing back then, is what he means.
これより最終ミッション。オペレーションスクルドの概要を説明する。健闘を祈る。エル、プサイ、コングル。
はい、これ。
あとは D メールと一緒に過去へ転送。ルカ。
はい。今撮ったビデオメールは2010年の京馬さんに。さっき撮ったイタルさんのは京馬さんが旅立った
There we go.
2011年の鈴葉ちゃんに。
Yeah, exactly. That's what I figured, that they were kind of made at the same time.
絶対に成功すると信じている。
でも
こう解釈できないか ?2025 年、岡部倫太郎は死んだのではなく、記念すべきタイムマシン初号機に乗って別の時空間へ旅立った。この世界線から消えるということは死と同じ意味になるんじゃないか、ということさ。
ものすごいポジティブシンキングね。
だが仮説としてはありだろ。
It does get a little complicated, right? What does dying mean when you can just switch world lines?
マユリたちを見つけ出すために出発する。カーブラックホールトレーサーがきっと二人のローカスを見つけ出し、俺をたどり着かせてくれる。
Oh, so he's trying to find them where we saw him earlier in this episode.
これを。
いいのか。
Hmm.
はい、絶対に渡してください。ママ。
Damn. Kagari cut her hair.
分かった。これよりオペレーションを開始する。作戦名はオペレーションアルタイル。
It's honestly nice to see them all still at least be together here now too, you know?
始まりはあるが終わりはない。無限。
Infinite.
星にもまた始まりはあるが、自らの力を持って滅びゆく。有限。
Finite.
英知を持つ者こそ最も愚かであるのは
Yeah.
力も読み取り
I would not forget that.
海に生ける魚は陸の世界を知
That
る
whole quote.
これはそんな神からの最後通告に抗った者たちによる執念のエピグラフ。
Into the sky. Wow. That's gonna be something. That's still gonna be something after the credits. What the hell? That's a long time ago. 18,000 BC? Oh, and that's where Ocarin finds them. Oh, fuck, man. They thought they were trapped. Oh, oh dude, the visual. Yeah, guys, I mean, I am completely... I was drained already during episode 21, but I'm completely freaking exhausted now. I mean, that was fantastic. That was perfect. Once again, it was everything I could have possibly hoped for from a finale. It didn't, in many ways, actually didn't play out in the way that I figured that it would. You know, I was of course curious to see if they would find a way to tie characters back in with the ending from the original show, which we didn't get to see that. Once again, something that perhaps the OVA could still be touching on, right? I'm not too sure about that. But it's also, it's an interesting point that the show brought up itself as well, where it basically started talking about how, you know, what does dying even mean if there's a different... I don't exactly know how it worded it anymore, but like, what does dying exactly mean when there's a different world line where we get to live on, right? And so it's interesting because, of course, the show still decides here to end with basically a different world line than Steins Gate, right? The world line that we've essentially been dealing with is where it still ends. And we see... I mean, that was the nice thing to me. It's like all the characters were still together. Like, we still got to see Kagari live on, right? And help them out, help the group out, and be together with the group. Along with Maho there too, of course. And even if Suzuha and Mayuri did go off and, you know, basically were forced to end up in a completely different place, 18,000, you know, BC, as it said. Yeah, somewhere on a barren wasteland, essentially, where there was no way for them to escape anymore. Ocarin came to save them and came to bring them back, and they were going to be reunited there too. So this whole group was still going to be together in the end in this world line as well. And, you know, again, that's the big question then. Like, will those characters still get to be with them also in the Steins Gate world line, let's say? Something that we're going to see if the OVA answers it or not, or maybe the OVA is just a nice little spin-off. Honestly, I don't mind it either way. It was already great to see them be together here in the end, and that's all really that I needed. And of course, we got the whole... well, we saw how things actually did play out back in episode 23. We saw how there was a whole different side to that story that we never truly got to see, which I loved. I love that addition, where Mayuri and Daru, just when Ocarin and Suzuha left, they saw a second time machine arrive, and that's when Mayuri called herself up and told her, like, you should go and slap him and talk sense into him, this and that, right? And it's what I literally... Like, I'm so happy that I actually was able to come up with it on the spot in the intro recording here before watching the episode. It's like, that's the one thing that I never already understood in the first place. It's like, why is it that Mayuri already had different behavior in episode 23B that didn't even depend on the video mail coming in or not? You know what I mean? So that's the one thing I was never quite able to make sense of already in my head. I don't even know if I really brought it up in any of these reviews before. But then suddenly it hit me like, oh shit, so that's a side that we didn't actually see. And now here in the episode, suddenly we saw that it was her from a different world line telling herself to go and do that. And we, you know, again, couldn't have loved it more. And the real, honestly, the best moment of this entire episode to me, yeah, was, and I can't help it, guys, but I'm biased towards Mayuri. She's literally my fucking favorite character in any anime that I've reacted to. And yeah, like the moment where she put herself in between the two pistols. God, it was too damn good, man. In between her two friends, basically, right? Trying to stop them from fighting each other. And And then even afterwards, like the moment where she immediately, like she gets them to, of course, retract their and pull back their guns. And the first thing she says is like, oh my God, that was so scary. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, that couldn't be a more Mayuri moment. Which I feel like there's been so many moments every single time where I go like, oh my God, that's such a Mayuri moment. That's my favorite so far. You know what I mean? And then here, there's one more that they have to put in, you know, to like, I guess, finish off the whole collection of amazing Mayuri moments that we've had over the course of these shows. Oh my God, so memorable. You know what I mean? And that's what I was already saying about Steins Gate Zero, is that I think that structurally it might not have been like the same kind of home run that the original Steins Gate was. I definitely think that there's more to perhaps, for example, critique about Steins Gate Zero compared to the main show or something, right? But like it had such amazing moments thrown in there that I wouldn't want for the life of me to not have seen. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that has added so much to the experience. It has made it. I feel like it's gonna make even rewatching the original show so much more valuable now too. You know what I mean? And so that's the biggest accomplishment that it could possibly be. It's also this thing where, yeah, this is something I still wanted to address, but like actually going back to watch some of the old episodes from the start of regular Steins Gate, I really started to notice that like these characters, it's weird, but like I'm pretty sure, you know, they've been voiced by the same people from the start, right? But when you actually hear Mayuri and Daru and some of these characters, they sound a little different in the beginning still, right? Compared to how they actually, for example, started sounding in Steins Gate Zero, I guess. I don't know if really their voices changed already over the course of the main show. Like it could be that the first episodes were kind of recorded at a different point in time than the later ones or something, or maybe the voice actors started getting a little bit more into their roles. But I feel like in Steins Gate Zero, we got the ultimate versions of some of these characters. When you hear how Daru talks in Steins Gate Zero and how Mayuri talks in Steins Gate Zero, it feels like they are actually optimized versions compared to how they sounded in the main show of Steins Gate. And I don't know, again, I don't know what that's about, if it simply has to do with the times where they were recorded, or if the voice actors got more comfortable or got more experienced or something like that. But I feel like, you know, again, like we got such great improved versions for many of these characters, and like they feel even more familiar to you, of course, because you've seen the prior show, and it makes certain even light-hearted moments, like I'm thinking about where they were standing all lined up with Sergeant Ney commanding them, whatever, right? Like a moment like that was so much more fun, just because you already cared about all the characters that much from having seen them in the main show. And so Steins Gate Zero, again, dude, I thought it was a fantastic addition, and I love the shit out of it. You know, I'm gonna be revisiting both, you know, the regular show and Steins Gate Zero for plenty more times to come. And yeah, for now, guys, I really don't think that there's too much more that I can say. Like I said, I am completely exhausted. So I'm just going to leave you all here. This won't be the last thing that we'll react to, of course, in terms of Steins Gate. I'm still going to be checking out both the OVAs as well as the Steins Gate movie, and I'm going to be looking up exactly in which order I should be doing that. Of course, if you enjoy my reactions, you can already see me react to all of those things straight away over on my Patreon page, which is going to be linked on top of the description. Over there, you'll be able to see all the reactions already, full-length versions, of course, if you want to see me react to the episodes in their entirety. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, so you won't be missing out on any of my future anime reactions, as well as the rest of the Steins Gate content still coming up. And then with that being said, I want to thank you all a lot for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you back in the next episode.